Weight training for fat loss and muscle gain. In this video, I'm going to explain everything you need to know about strength training with a goal of fat loss and muscle gain, aka body recomposition. I'm going to explain the benefits of weight training if your goal is fat loss, as well as 4 main things you want to focus on when designing and implementing your weight training program if your goal is fat loss and muscle gain. So let's get right into it. But of course, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get a notification when I release a new video just like this one every single week. My name is Michelle Roots, kinesiologist, personal trainer, nutrition coach, and motivation specialist. I have over 17 years experience in the industry helping people increase lean muscle and decrease body fat to become the strongest, leanest, healthiest versions of themselves. And I created this channel because I want to help you as well. Because in this video, we are talking about strength training for fat loss, I want to just quickly define the difference between weight loss and fat loss, because they are 2 very different things and your workout and nutrition plan will reflect the different goals. Weight loss refers to an overall decrease in body weight. This could include water, muscle mass, fat, and other body tissues. So if you are striving for weight loss, you are literally just seeking a lower number on the scale, not worried about your body composition. So the amount of body fat you have and the amount of lean muscle you have. And weight loss is normally measured by just a scale, whereas fat loss is a reduction in overall total body fat with the preservation of muscle mass. So this could be a combination of what we call subcutaneous fat, which is the fat found right underneath your skin, as well as visceral fat, which is the fat that is inside around all of your organs. And fat loss is measured by body fat measurements such as calipers, DEXA scans, and what we call bioelectrical impedance. So those scales you have at home or you find at the gym that tell you your body fat percentage as well as your weight. And then it's also measured by just taking measurements. So in this video, I'm specifically talking about weight training with the goal of fat loss. So before we get into the 4 main tips on designing your weight training program for fat loss, let's talk about all the amazing benefits of weight training, just to make you even more of a believer going into the next part of the video. 1, increase muscle mass and strength. So increasing your strength is just gonna make life so much easier. You will be able to function better in life, injury prevention. And then of course, increasing muscle mass is going to help if your goal is to see muscle definition and you want to start seeing cuts in your arms and you want to appear leaner. Building your lean muscle mass is going to help you on that journey. The more muscle mass you have in your body is also going to result in a higher metabolic rate, so more calories burned at rest. Muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat tissue. Some other amazing benefits: increased bone density, better joint function and flexibility, which will help as you age with injury prevention and just again, functioning better in life, can help with the reduction of blood pressure, improve blood circulation, and decrease bad cholesterol levels. Strength training can help with insulin sensitivity, making it easier to manage blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. And those are just a few of the amazing benefits of weight training. And I'm just gonna add one last one, which is a personal opinion of mine. Nothing beats the feeling of strong. Having that feeling when you're at the grocery store and you're buying a flat of water and the lady asks if you need help out and you say absolutely not, fling it over your shoulder and walk out like it's nothing. Having confidence in what your body is capable of is literally the best feeling in the world. So that's just my added bonus, is why I continue to strength train, because I just love feeling strong. Now let's get into my 4 main tips for weight training for fat loss and muscle gain, aka body recomposition. I just want to take a minute to thank today's video sponsor, Element, one of my go-tos for replenishing my electrolytes after sweaty workouts. Electrolytes are so important for so many functions of the body, including hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, and fluid balance. Sometimes water just isn't enough, and Element has the perfect balance of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. And better yet, 0 artificial sweeteners, no sugar, so no junk. Element can help prevent and eliminate headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, sleeplessness, and other common symptoms of electrolyte deficiency. Right now, Element is offering my listeners a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors. Also, try Element Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of sparkling electrolyte water. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Michelle. This deal is only available through my link. You must go to drinklmnt.com/Michelle. 1, always warm up, especially if you are over the age of 35. Everyone should warm up. But as we get older, that warm up becomes more and more and more important. So what does a normal warm up look like for me or my clients before a weight training session? We'll usually start with some light cardio. So riding a bike for 5 minutes, walking on a treadmill for 5 minutes, just to get the blood flowing. I find it helps me feel warmed up. It helps me feel like mentally ready to attack my workout. After that, we usually go into some dynamic flexibility exercises and mobility exercises. So this is just, again, to increase blood flow, increase range of motion, especially if you're someone who sits at a desk for 8 hours a day or you haven't really done much movement that day. It's really good to get your body flexible and mobile, get some blood flowing. I actually have a 5-minute dynamic warm-up video already on my channel. Super easy. It's follow along that a lot of my online coaching clients use, anyone in my 8-week program uses. Here it is right here. And I'll link that in the video description below if you want to go check that out. After our dynamic flexibility, I usually move into some activation exercises. So this is where you are warming up the specific muscle groups you are going to work. So for example, if we are doing a lower body strength workout, I'm going to be activating the little stabilizer muscles. We'll be doing some glute activation, some core activation, just to get all your muscles firing, warmed up and ready to go. These little exercises can seem very tedious and like a waste of time because you're just eager to get into your bigger lifts. But what these exercises are going to do, they're going to help you with that mind muscle connection in your bigger lifts. So for example, if you go right into a heavy barbell deadlift and you haven't necessarily done that muscle activation, you might not be using the right muscles. So your glutes might not be firing. You might not be able to get that mind muscle connection into your glutes. Tip number 2 is focus on compound movements. So your priority in your strength training workouts should be your bigger compound movements. What are compound movements? Deadlifts, squats, overhead press, pull-ups, chin-ups, lat pull-downs, bench press. Compound lifts are exercises where you're working more than one muscle group at the same time, which means you have to fire more muscles, you're burning more calories, you're able to lift more weight normally in compound movements, which means it's going to increase the amount of energy your body needs to do these lifts, meaning more calorie burn during your workout as well as during your recovery. Now, I just want to point out, which I've mentioned in a few other videos, when you are looking at your strength training workouts, you don't necessarily even want to worry about calorie burn. What's more important is range of motion, form, how much weight you're lifting, your mind muscle connection versus how many calories you burned in that specific workout. I always say, what's the focus or the goal of my workout? If I'm doing cardio, my focus is to burn calories, push my heart, get my heart rate up. If I'm doing my strength training workout, what is my goal of that workout? It's to build muscle, challenge my muscles, challenge my strength, and break down my muscle tissues in order for them to recover and heal and grow. It's not necessarily more calorie burn. We're gonna get that calorie burn later when we build our muscle and our metabolism increases because of the lean muscle mass we've built. So I just wanted to point that out. So now in saying we want to prioritize compound movements, it doesn't mean we can't do isolation exercises. I always like to say prioritize your compound lifts at the beginning of your workout. So after your warm up, your activation, we go right into our compound lifts. So this is where you're gonna have the most energy to lift the most weight and really, really challenge your muscles. And then as you move down your workout, you can go from compounds and you can add in some metabolic type exercises. You can add in some isolation exercises of the body parts that you really enjoy working. If you want to know more about building a strength training plan, meaning which exercises to put where, I have an entire video right here talking about how to build your own strength training plan. I'll link that in the description below. I talk all about kind of what I just did, where to put your compounds, where to put your isolation, core exercises, where to add your cardio, how to split it up throughout the week. Tip number 3 is make sure you're hitting every muscle group 2 to 3 times a week to actually see progress in hypertrophy, which is muscle growth, as well as an increase in strength. So oftentimes I hear of people doing body part splits. So maybe one day they're doing arms, one day they're doing chest and back, and the next day they're doing legs. So those are their 3 strength training workouts in a week. But then they ask me why they're not seeing results. How come my glutes aren't getting bigger? And how come I don't see any definition in my legs? And I say, well, you're only hitting those lower body muscles 1 time per week, which is not enough to see growth and hypertrophy. So this is where you want to look at your workout split. So there's so many different options you can do, still ensuring that you're hitting every muscle group 2 to 3 times a week. If you're really wanting to grow one specific area, you can up that to 3 to 4 times a week where you're hitting that specific muscle group. And then tip number 4 is make sure you are applying progressive overload. Now, here's where things can get confusing. So a lot of times people hear the term progressive overload thinking, I need to be lifting heavier every single week, and if I'm not, I'm a failure. This is wrong. Progressive overload, yes, best case scenario, especially in your compound lifts, you're either increasing reps or the weight lifted on a weekly basis, but I'll be completely honest, is some lifts are gonna be progressing faster than others. Some people are stronger at bench press, some people struggle more with bench press, so maybe their progressions are only every 2 to 3 weeks and it's by 2.5 pounds at a time. But this is where there's kind of a gray area when it comes to progressive overload. For example, you're gonna get to a point in your strength training journey where maybe you've been doing bicep curls with 25-pound dumbbells, which is great. And you've hit 6, you can do 8 maybe, but the 30s just seem a little hard. That's where you can start to change the tempo. You can start to change the range of motion. You can start to change the piece of equipment you use to challenge your biceps. So if you're always doing dumbbell bicep curls, you could use an easy bar instead. You could do cable bicep curls. And that's also a level of progressive overload. You can also do negative. So you're curling up fast, like an eccentric motion, you're going down slowly. You can go higher rep ranges sometimes at a lighter weight, again, to put more strain and more volume through that muscle. I also have a few videos on my channel already talking about progressive overload, and I kind of go into more detail about that right here. I'll link those videos in the description below as well. So there you go, guys. As always, I hope this video was helpful. And again, any of the videos I listed in this video today or any other ones that I think you might find helpful, if you're on a mission to increase lean muscle and decrease body fat and you wanna know how to set up your weight training workouts, I'll link all those videos in the description below. If you're someone who just goes to the gym and performs just random exercises, whatever you feel like doing that day, and you're not following a consistent strength training routine where you're able to apply progressive overload, and you're a beginner to strength training, I have an 8-week beginner-friendly strength training workout. I have a 3-day split and a 4-day split, a dumbbell-only option, and a gym option, whichever works best for you and your schedule and where you work out. It's all run through my online coaching app, and I'll link the information to that program in the description below. But if you need more help with personalized nutrition and personalized workouts, as well as access to me to help with your workouts and your nutrition to reach your body recomposition goals, I'll put a link in the description below to my one-on-one online fitness and nutrition coaching program. And as always, leave any questions in the comments below. I'm always happy to help. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it so I know you're still enjoying the content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.